Hi guys, my name is Dr. Nandini Ramchandar. I am a physiotherapist and a yoga teacher. Today we will be talking of when to use a hot pack and when to use a cold pack. Every time we get injured, our first go-to treatment is a hot pack or a cold pack. Though it's very effective, the most tricky part is to understand which condition calls for a hot pack and when to use a cold pack. So today I'll be telling you how the cold pack or hot pack works, when to use them, how to use them, and most importantly when not to use them. When you apply a hot pack, what it basically does is increases the local blood circulation in that area by inducing vasodilation. So when your blood vessels dilate, the blood flow increases, bringing in a fresh set of oxygen and nutrients and removing your waste products. In the case of a cold therapy or a cold pack application, it will constrict your blood vessels, so that reduces the blood flow to that area, which will bring down the swelling and the extent of tissue damage. There are various techniques of using a heat therapy. So the basic one that we all have at home is our regular hot pack. You can also use a heat pad, a steam towel, have a hot water bath, or maybe go for sauna. So in case of a heat pad or a hot pack, you will want to use it for around 8 to 10 minutes. Again, ensure that it's not very hot and it's comfortable for your skin. And just in case it's hotter than your lukewarm temperature, you will want to place a towel or a t-shirt or a thin cloth between the hot pad and your skin. If you're going for a sauna, there are two phases in a sauna bath. So the initial phase where you're sweating the most should last for around 10 to 15 minutes. After that, ensure that you're sitting to cool your body down so that it comes to room temperature, and then you take a cold water bath so that you're closing all the pores that were open during the sweating phase, and then ensure that you're hydrating yourself by either having water or herbal tea or any fruit juice after the sauna session. There are various techniques of using a cold therapy. The basic one is to take ice cubes in a napkin. The second technique is to use an ice pack, or you can use a frozen peas packet that is available at home. You will try doing this ice application for 15 to 20 minutes and try not to doze off during this process, because this initial period is the most important part. During the 15-20 minute mark, your blood vessels get constricted, bringing less blood flow to that area and reducing your swelling. Post the 20-minute period, your blood vessels start dilating, bringing more blood flow that can increase your inflammation. Again, during the ice application, initially you will feel the cold sensation of the ice, which will slowly lead to a numbness, which will reduce your pain. So this is a normal mechanism. So when do you use a hot pack? Hot pack is basically used in the chronic conditions. That is, if you've had a back pain or a neck pain for a long time, that's when you use a hot pack. So what a hot pack will basically do is it will reduce your spasm, which will reduce your stiffness and increase the flexibility of the muscle, and thereby go to reduce your pain. When you use a cold pack is used in times of recent injuries. That is, if you've had a fall or if you've had an ankle sprain, you come home and immediately apply an ice pack so that the swelling and the tissue damage is less than what it would happen if you don't use an ice pack. Again, if you have muscle soreness post a training session or post a workout, you can use an ice to reduce your muscle soreness. Athletes generally apply ice, have an ice massage or go for an ice bath post their training sessions to reduce their exercise induced muscle soreness or the muscle damage. So this is when you technically use an ice fermentation, that is the initial 72-hour period after a recent injury. In in conditions with increased swelling or edema, you will want to use both hot and cold treatment together, which we call as contrast bath. So you will dip your limb in hot water for about 3 minutes and then immediately dip the limb in cold water for about 1 minute. You will ensure that this treatment lasts for about 15 to 30 minutes. But what you need to remember is you start the treatment with hot water and end the treatment with cold water. The alteration in cold and warm treatment will ensure that the vasoconstriction and vasodilation of the blood vessels will keep happening in an alternate motion. This will lead to reduced swelling in cases of peripheral circulatory disturbances. So the most important part is when do you not use a hot pack or a cold pack. So first one is open wounds. Open wounds from a recent injury is when you want to avoid using a hot pack or a cold pack. Second one is impaired skin sensation. Skin sensation can be impaired due to any neurological condition like a paralytic stroke. So avoid using a hot pack in that condition. Third is impaired circulation. Any condition like a peripheral neuropathy or Raynaud's syndrome with reduced circulation in the legs is when you want to avoid using a hot pack or cold pack, because you may not realize how hot or cold the temperature is. The last one is skin rashes. Try avoiding any application of hot or cold therapy if you have an episode of skin rashes. There are conditions where you want to use hot packs, there are conditions where you want to use cold packs, and there are certain conditions where you want to use both hot and cold in a single situation. But knowing when to use a hot pack and when to go for a cold pack increases the effectiveness of the treatment. So as a thumb rule, you use cold packs in the initial 72-hour period post a recent injury, and you go for hot packs for any chronic stiffness or any tightness that has been disturbing you. Thank you.